Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. I took a little bit of a hiatus, I took a little bit of a break after the World Cup. I was like, yo, the season's about to restart, let's take some time out, let's rejuvenate after a fantastic World Cup. It's very, very hard to just get back into the season and expect the standards to hit what we saw at the World Cup. We are going to be deceived a little bit. Let me just put that out there. Once the season starts, from tomorrow, we're going to be watching some football and going, do I have to watch this? It's inevitable because the World Cup was set at such a standard that it can't compete. There are going to be games though, and our focus turns to all the clubs that we support and love. And obviously for me, and for most of you, it's going to be the Blues, it's going to be Chelsea, and we pick up where we left off, which wasn't a very good place. We're going to get into a little bit of a roundup on what's been going on. I've not given you my thoughts, my opinions on the latest and what has happened at Chelsea in the last few days and weeks because of the World Cup and a little bit of a break. So I'll get to that. But before I do, very, very quickly, couple of things. Firstly, I am back on Twitter. So if you're not following me, what are you doing? Get out of your cave, get into the description, click that link, hit follow. Because I'm back, and this time I'm not going anywhere, and it's going to be fun, and I'm ready for all the smoke, and all the toxicity, as well as all the good comments, and the nice interactions, and to be honest, I'm back because of you guys. I felt like that there wasn't any other platform out there where I can interact with you guys on a minute-to-minute, hour-by-hour basis, except for Twitter. That's it, you know, where something happens, I'm going to get out to you guys very quickly, boom, it's there, and you know. So make sure you're following me, wherever there's any little bit of news or an update or something that I need to get out to you guys quick, it's on Twitter. You guys will be first to hear if you're following me. So link in the description, at Younes Talks is my Twitter handle. Make sure, and by the way, I'm confirming, it is me, just in case you've seen it and you've gone, nah, that's not him. It's me, I'm back, fully, full time, not going away, so make sure you follow me. Secondly, if you want to become a member of this channel with incentives, with perks, I'm coming at you like the new Chelsea ownership with incentives. I'm going to get to that very shortly in a bit when I talk about the new owners at Chelsea and what they're looking to do, because there's some good things and bad things and a whole cluster of things, so I'll get to that. But you want to become a member, you have the option. Hit that join button now. There are 2 tiers that you can join. You can either be in the squad, which gives you loyalty badges, where you're making comments or wherever you are, you have a loyalty badge, emojis that you can use, and you get priority reply to comments in the comment section. But if I see you that you've commented, I will be there commenting back to you and replying straight away to your comment, or not straight away, but you'll get priority. You'll be first in line. So make sure if you want that, you're in the squad. Or you can be in the starting 11, which is a step up. And this is where you get everything that you get in the squad. But on top of that, you get member shoutouts in the videos. If you are in the starting 11, I will be mentioning you by name. As well as that, you can join the exclusive Younes Talks Football Discord server. Join the Discord. It's going to be there. If you have become a member in the starting 11, you will be getting a link direct. Hit that link, get into the chat, and you'll be interacting with me. So those are the 2 membership levels, the 2 membership tiers. Up to you. Hit that join button and enjoy. Have fun, and it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the memberships. Now, let's get cracking into what has happened at Chelsea Football Club, right? We've had a few things. We've had some signings, some confirmations, not official signings, but confirmations of signings that are going to happen. And we've had members, we've had the boardroom, we've had people at the top, the owners, talk about what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, and what the outlook is, and what's happening, right? Let's start with the signings. Let's start with what the latest is. Christopher Nkunku is coming to Chelsea. We got the here we go, and that is happening. He's currently injured, which suits very nicely. It means you fit right in, Mr. Nkunku. You come straight in and go straight to the hospital. We've got a few players there already. They're waiting for you. Go straight in. You'll find your bed and your bedsit table and a nurse there waiting for you with your name on it, right? It's all yours. Honestly, because the way it is at Chelsea Football Club is ridiculous with the injuries. But anyway, Christopher Nkunku is going to be joining, but he's going to be joining in the summer, although the deal is done. So that's good. And it looks like we're scouting again. We have scouts doing their jobs. This is great. We're looking for talent, and it's great to see that we've identified some talent, and they're coming to Chelsea, and they're being sent right back on loan. But it looks like from the summer, they're going to be joining the club. This is good. I'm all for it. We've got Santos from Brazil, who plays for, let me check, let me verify. He plays for Vasco da Gama in Brazil. Midfielder. Talent. Brazilian talent. Very, very young. 18 years old. Fantastic. Now, this goes in mind, and it looks like we're looking at some other players as well, including a left-sided centre-back. There's talk about that. And there's talk about Gvardiol, but we have also identified other options and alternatives to Gvardiol if we're not going to be getting him. Happy days. But on top of that, we've had Behdad Eghbali, one of the co-owners of Chelsea Football Club, one of the co-owners of Clearlake Capital, who owns Chelsea Football Club. And he's come in with a whole bunch of comments, right, in terms of what the vision is for Chelsea Football Club. And you know what? I like what I hear. There's a couple of points that I'm like, but I get it. And this is where I want to try and come on here and tell you guys that as we resume the season, we need to come at this logically, rationally. We got to be real, right? There was one comment that he made in relation to Roman Abramovich and said Chelsea were terribly well managed. Not terribly well managed on the football, sporting, or promotional side of things. So basically every single level of the football club. Let me show you exactly what he has said. This is what he has said. Under Roman Abramovich. And it goes on to say, as previously reported, new owners were surprised by the lack of data they inherited and the disconnected internal structure of the club. Now, this is the thing that I'm going to make, right? Because if you go through this entire thread, it's too long for me to show you. Go and look at it yourself. Do the homework yourself. It's on Ben Jacobs' Twitter page. You can go and see it for yourself. There's tons that Behdad Eghbali came out with in relation to how the club used to run, what the outlook's looking to be, what we're trying to do, how we're approaching transfers, how we're approaching the current players, how we're approaching the structure, how we're approaching the financial aspects, how we're approaching the multi-club model, acquiring other clubs, what talent pool are we looking to dip into across the globe, what markets are we looking to dip into. He went into so much detail. It blew my mind, right? But I like the honesty. I like the transparency. And it's made it perfectly clear. And it's nice to hear what he's got to say on that aspect. I did get a little issue with the Roman Abramovich comment because, yes, it was reckless. I'll be real. It was reckless. We weren't looking to build long-term under Roman. It was all very short-term under 20 years, right? 20 years of short-termism, basically. But we delivered. Let's be real. What was the stat? 21 trophies in 21 years. What more do you want? What more do you want? 21 years, 21 trophies. Or was it 23 trophies? I think it was 21 trophies. I've got to go and look back at that. But the success was mind-blowing. No other club has come close to that in terms of the last 21 years. So, was it a success? Yes. For what Roman was trying to do, yes, it was a success. Is that sustainable? No. It was going to end at some point. Let's be real. We were not, you just can't keep going like that forever. There was going to come an end point. Roman was going to go at some point. It's a shame in the circumstances that it ended. We got invaded by the British government. We got invaded by every single power at B. And we got sold by force. Simple. Now, these guys have come in and they're taking a different approach. The approach that they're taking seems very, very well thought out, seems very long-term, and seems like they are not coming in blind. They are coming in with some form of plan. There's a blueprint, right? And it's not expected to deliver results immediately. But down the line, we are building a structure that Chelsea have never had before. So I hear what he's got to say. And I see complaints from some fans that say, it's all just money. He's only thinking about the money. I have to say, from what I've read, yes, he's thinking money. He's also thinking football. Two things at the same time. And you have to be real, right? Let's be honest. If you're a top businessman at that level, are you not going to think about the money? In this day and age, if you're not thinking about the money, you're either going to be... You step up or you step aside. It's as simple as that. The amount of people that are out there making all sorts of money from whatever they're doing and whatever endeavor they get themselves into, you're either going to do what they're doing or you're going to get left behind. Pick one. Pick one. These guys are obviously invested and they want to make money. That's logical. But I'm cool with that as long as they adhere to the sporting side, as long as they adhere to trying to get success. If they are ambitious about this football club winning, at that point, mate, good luck and make as much money as you want and as much money as you can. Because at the end of the day, yes, you are in this for a business. But as long as you are in a business and you are here to win and make everyone happy too, then I've got nothing to complain about. I don't care if you get trillions. Good luck to you, mate. Best of best wishes, right? And at the end of the day, if they're ambitious, they're ambitious. And if they want to do that, they do that. I've got no problem. But as long as they don't come in greedy, just for the money and suck the soul out of the club and don't care about success, which is not the vibe that I'm getting from these guys. I've got to be real. The plan that they've come out with and what Behdad Eghbali has come out with seems somewhat logical. I'm going to go through some of these and try and pinpoint some points. They made the point about Chelsea going global, right? And that they want a multi-club model. And some of the comments he made was about France being a priority region, which is a very, very good thing. If I'm honest, I think in terms of talent, France is rammed with talent, as well as that in terms of schools. Being able to develop players from the streets to a certain level of professional, France is the place. Let me tell you that now. France, Holland, Belgium to an extent. Spain, the top clubs. But France, they develop. There's great schooling there. Great academies. Great incentive there for Chelsea if he's identified France as a region. As well as that, I love this comment. And I love that that Behdad has made this clear. Africa. I cannot stress. One thing to say about Africa. The amount of talent in Africa is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And if you see it in person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen it in person. I've been to Africa. Now, for me, North Africa. But I've seen some of the talent. They haven't got the tools. They haven't got the level or the infrastructure to take themselves to the next level. They have the talent and then they have to try and find a way to get themselves noticed in Europe. That's the only way. Why do you think there are tons of African immigrants or kids of African immigrants, of families that have migrated to Europe that become top professional footballers in countries like France? It's because that's where the opportunity is. That's where the development is. That's where the infrastructure is. That's where the help is. In Africa, it's very limited. But the talent that they have there, oh my God, if they had the infrastructure and all of that Europe has, I'm telling you, the base of world football, just like it's identified in South America and how they've got a big thing about football, Africa would have it too. Let me tell you that now. You'll be getting a lot more success from African countries if they had the tools. So, the fact that he's come out and said that about Africa, smart. Because it doesn't cost a lot of money. It's a big market. Tons of talent. And if you find those gems, you are in for worldies. Even financially, if it's an incentive to take that player and you see that, yeah, you know what? He's not a player that we want to keep. He's got enough in the tank there for us to be able to make a profit though. And a good one. Because you get them cheap, and then you develop them. They become big enough. Boom! You can sell them. You make big money. Cool. There's that too. But ultimately, we want to try and find the best talent. And if we are able to take those on board and develop them and let them become top players under this new structure, this multi-club structure, which is also identified as a way of being able to get players and then stick them in those clubs under our umbrella. It's a great model. It's a great model. So there is that. There's also about the brand, and this is where you talk money. He says 2.3 billion purchase price of the brand Chelsea Football Club. The brand, he said, is cheap, and it's great. It's a brilliant opportunity because we are able to take this to new levels where that number will be multiplied. Mate, you do you. Best of luck. And ultimately, it's true. As I've said, you want to make sure sportingly you are doing everything you want. You have to get success. Financially, you have to try and make as much profit as you can. Cool. It's the name of the game. Absolutely fine with that. As long as the sporting side is not neglected, which so far it seems like they have well thought out. As I've already mentioned in terms of being able to put themselves out there, much like Manchester City have, under this, multi-club model, etc. And some of the other clubs that have had a little bit of a head start in terms of getting their brands out there, happy days. He also mentioned about the Super League and how he's against, the Chelsea are against dipping into the Super League. He said, but, and I have to agree here, we can't ignore the fact that things are going global. As I've said, you step up or you step aside. You either get with the times or you get left behind. Pick one. Pick one. You ain't going to find an alternative and live by yourself. It's just not going to happen. You either step up and try and find a way for things to work out for you, or you're going to get left behind. Ultimately, the way that the Super League has come about has come from a way of things going global. That is how it is. Now, the Super League we're all against. We don't want that because we feel like it's destroying the fabric of football and the structure that we have. We don't want to destroy the structure that we have. We want to develop on it, yes, but don't destroy it. He's come out with an alternative, which is something that I can get on board with, and I think many of you can get on board with, is that we can't ignore the global branding and the big premium games that could be made, yes, but how he mentioned it was fair. How about a pre-season tournament between the best of Serie A against the best in the Premier League, or the best of La Liga taking on the best of the Bundesliga, whatever. But something like that as a pre-season, or you could say post-season if we have to, if there's nothing to play in the summer or whatnot, no tournament, cool. But it's a good idea. That's as far as I think it should go. And as long as we do that, cool. But it's a good incentive, and I think it makes everyone happy. Ultimately, though, it's fun to watch, much like we've seen at the World Cup with some of the top games that we got. As well as that, it doesn't destroy the structure that we currently use domestically, European football. It doesn't destroy all of that. So I'm cool with that. As well as the whole data, moving with data, trying to work with data. I don't want us to get too sucked into data and just operate everything on data like robots. We're not robots. We are human beings. We have emotions. We have to use them. We have to use our feelings, our instincts, our gut instincts. That has a certain amount of value. You can't ignore that. It's a human reaction. It's something that we have to use as human beings because it's what steers us in a certain direction. If you just plug your brain into a machine and just think data, you're going to take out the normal human emotional side out of it, which is wrong. You can use data and use the tools for your advantage to try and enhance your own awareness and your own decision making. Absolutely cool, but don't let it take over. I hope with Chelsea they're not letting it take over. I hope we're not too reliant on just data before we're going to end up being plugged into just machines and we're just going to operate like that. No, that's not how we do things, right? But he does mention about using data and trying to get all the little things that people don't think about that you can move to machinery and let data take over in certain aspects for you to identify certain things. Absolutely cool with that. We'll see what happens. Like, as I've said, that the one worry is that I think, I don't want us to get too into the data. Do you know what I mean? I hope not, but we'll see. Another thing is this Amazon documentary. Loads of people seem to be against it. As I've said, look, under Roman Abramovich, there was a certain thing of we don't want to show the world what we're doing. Right? Fair enough. The other clubs have done it. Has it interacted with their success? No. Has it interacted with Man City's success? No, it didn't. It gave a good insight into what life is like at Manchester City. Did it interrupt with Tottenham? Well, we just laughed. It was great to watch. Did it interact with Arsenal? It came at a right time for them because at the time where we thought we were going to end up laughing, all of a sudden they find themselves top of the league. It's not interacted with that whatsoever. And in fact, it might have enhanced their club. You have to understand with the Amazon documentary, it's not going to do anything in terms of our on-the-pitch antics. It's going to do everything financially. That's it. Amazon are coming in, they make a documentary, we get paid. Now, as I say we, not we the fans, I mean the club. At the end of the day, for them, that's a business decision. They want to take it, they take it. They don't want to take it, they don't want to take it. But you have to remember, people have short-term thinking nowadays. They see one thing, they get plugged in. Oh my God, big reaction. Tomorrow they forget it. Is anyone talking about the Man City documentary? No, everyone's forgotten about it. Anyone talking about the Tottenham All or Nothing? No, everyone's forgotten about it. There's some clips on YouTube that you can find, but that's about it. People move on, so you don't need to worry about whether it's going to interact with people with our success or our winning or our losing. That's determined with or without a documentary. That's determined in the dressing room, the training ground, and on the pitch. That's it. So I'm not really bothered. If it's going to be an all or nothing documentary, cool. If they find it financially, as a thing to do financially, then cool, they do it. If they don't, then don't. Simple. And apart from that, It's about two more things. The salaries, which I liked. I liked that he mentioned about Chelsea having to lower the salary bill. Lower it. We're not going to be paying out big wages. We're going to be paying out small wages, but with incentives. Prove yourself on the pitch, you get incentives. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. But the fact that someone walks in and goes, yeah, you guys, 400k a week, that's gone. And I think this is why the whole Kante situation has gone down the drain. Why? Because he's on 290 a week. And I don't think Chelsea are looking to give him the same sort of money, which means that he's not going to agree. Same with Jorginho. Possibly same with Mason Mount, because Mason Mount now wants more. Well, new owners are not willing to just give you big amounts of money. Incentives with a base, no problem. And I agree with that. Fair enough, because we have to control our spending. Ultimately, not just for saving money. It's not about saving money, but it's about getting the best out of the players. You can't make them too comfortable or make them too relaxed and nonchalant. I'm getting paid 300k a week. Yeah. No. Prove yourself. If you prove yourself, it means you're going to get success or you're going to push the players, and that's what we want. So with that, absolutely cool. No problem at all. I agree. And in terms of the players that we're looking to get, it also means we don't go for all the ready-made players. It means that apparently we're trying to get a squad of 25 years old and under. That is what we're looking to do. And for the future, that's fantastic. I'm on board with that. Sounds great. So you know what? Everything that we've heard from Behdad Eghbali has been positive. The only problem that I have is Graham Potter the guy? My message to you guys is we have to give time. We need to see, right? And it's not going to be a thing of this season. This season for me is already a write-off. We're not going to do anything this season. We might not even make European football. Let's be real. We're 8th. Results could still plummet, right? There has to be a standard, and I want to see that on the pitch. There has to be a standard because we're not rubbish. We have players that are good enough. The manager should be able to get a certain level out of them. If that means competing for the top 4, cool. If that means getting a Europa League place, cool. You know what? For this season, bite the bullet and take it. But I am not dipping any lower. I'm sorry. I'm not dipping any lower. I'm not going to say, oh, it's cool to just be in 8th and just stay there and think, yeah, it's going to get better. No, we have to maintain a certain level here, right? Because we have everything in place that is good enough. We're not rubbish. But Potter needs to get the best out of these guys for now. And then later, if we do, then cool. We got players coming in, these young lads coming in, a structure being built. Cool, we'll see where it goes and where we can take it. But Potter needs to show what he can do us for now. And we're not asking for miracles. We're not asking to go and win the league. It's not happening. But we're being realistic. We have enough to get us the bare minimum. We get that bare minimum. If it goes below and we don't see anything and there's no grip on this team, we got to start looking at Potter. Let me be real, right? Because it starts there. Ultimately, there's the other way that you can look at it, which is now we're keeping Potter by all means, and these players are going to have to all get out of it, which is very, very drastic, right? And normally in modern football, that's not how it works, right? It's always the manager that gets the boot. You got to be real. If not, you're sacking an entire squad, right? And that's just not feasible. But it looks like we're trying to pluck out as much talent as we can. There has to be a balance here. I do believe these players are good enough and we need someone that's going to get the best out of them short term and then eventually start making transitions. It worked with Klopp, it worked with Pep, it worked with all the others, right? Yes, they weren't successful at the very beginning, but there was a standard met and then there was development and then they got better and better and better and better and better. We can't be just dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping. We have to make that clear. So my eye is on Potter. That's my only question mark. Is this job too big for him or does he know what he's doing? Please, I hope he shows us that he knows what he's doing. And we start against Bournemouth. So tomorrow, you'll be getting a preview for Chelsea versus Bournemouth. And I'll look into the rest of the games as well. And I'll give you my thoughts because throughout the rest of the season, I am going to give you my thoughts on other clubs as well. Not just Chelsea. The Chelsea content is uninterrupted, but I will be adding content because I enjoyed the World Cup and talking about other things. And I felt very, very good about it. So I'm going to do the same for the club football. When Chelsea are back now, I will give my views on everyone else as well, and I'll give you my views on the big stories that happen elsewhere. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button now if you are new. Hit that notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you have enjoyed this. Don't forget to follow my Twitter. Follow my Instagram. Links are in the description as well. Don't forget, become a member. Hit that join button. Pick. You want to be in the squad or do you want to be in the starting 11? Let me know. Hit that button now. Enjoy. And I will see you tomorrow for the preview too. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.